Well, it doesn't look like much, but this, folks, is the beginnings of a driveway. We are Alex and Elena, a couple in our mid-20s working towards financial independence and self-sustainability.
Follow our journey as we grow, build, fix, and learn the skills we need to get us there.
It is December 12th, 2020, and I don't think this is an exaggeration that this is the first time that an automobile has ever visited our property. So I got my truck up here, got the tractor all tarped up. We're gonna leave this here. It's gonna come in handy through this winter when we're gonna be taking down some of these trees. The neighbor and I went through this morning and marked all the trees in the right of way that we're gonna take down in order to make more room for the driveway. We weren't planning to have a driveway quite this soon, but last week the neighbors dropped out of the logging contract, so our plans changed a little bit and we called our forester consultant back up, and we weren't 100% sure that we would even still have a feasible sale with just the size of our property being only 6 acres. But he basically said that just because of the size and the type of trees we have, that if we could make the right of way clear for the trucks to get back straight to our property and have the loading zone back there, that actually would be a feasible sale. So our goals then shifted to clearing the right of way.
Yeah, so last weekend we headed out there, we took Alex's tractor, we were able to get it out to the property using our friend's trailer. So thank you to Will and Jimmy for letting us borrow your trailer. Also special thanks to our friend Shane, who came out and helped us with a lot of cleanup. So there are huge rocks on the property that we had to move, so that's why we needed the tractor. We also had to move a lot of trash and clean up a lot of trash. So that was Shane and my main job, is the trash picker-uppers. But we also helped Alex with strapping chains around the rocks and moving them out of the way.
And of course, George, and of course, as I'm moving the last pile of dirt that I needed to actually clear enough space for our truck to get up through to the property, I'm in the tractor and I'm digging into this pile of dirt, and all of a sudden, huge explosion in the front left of my tractor, and immediately shut it off, and it was a hydraulic line blowing on my loader. You know, it was original. It's a 1984 tractor, so that stopped progress for the day, and I was able to get a new line made the next day. I still have to go out and install the new line and finish that job. But
yeah, but even once we finish that, we're still gonna have to move some pretty big trees, or cut down some pretty big trees. So we talked to the farmer who owns the property that's adjacent to where the right-of-way is, and he said that we are allowed to drop the trees onto his property as long as we leave it as we find it. But that's gonna require...
Yeah, the harder part there is the stumps. So I'll do taking the trees down myself. There's like 10 pretty big trees, but it's gonna leave a lot of huge stumps, and we're gonna need an excavator to dig those out. So I have to still price it out with some local companies that own big machines, but I've also been looking at getting one myself. You can pick up an older, large excavator for the same price you can get like a mini X these days, because of just the demand for each of those machines. So that's something we're considering, but haven't fully made a decision there yet. But meanwhile, we've been making a lot of progress on our model and chief architect for the house. We've pretty much set what we want the floor plan to look like and the general layout of the house, and then also kind of what it's going to look like from the exterior as you're coming up the driveway. So here's a sneak peek of that. week's video, it will be a full virtual walkthrough of the inside.
Speaking of the inside, part of the detailed design has been trying to figure out what we like and what we don't like. So we've been using Pinterest and finding accounts on Instagram that we really like their house design, and we are going for a modern farmhouse look, but we want to keep it pretty classic so that the finishes are timeless and don't go out of style. We're actually going to go look at some granite tomorrow to start getting some ideas of what we like there. But here are some of the photos that we're using as inspiration. We're going for the modern farmhouse look. We really like the white and gray color scheme with accents of dark stained wood and matte black. We are trying to design a house that is functional for us but also won't go out of style.
One last point, I reached out to the electric service provider this week. They're going to be sending an engineer out next week to kind of stake out what our plan is going to be for connecting ourselves to the grid.
So with that, make sure you subscribe to our channel with notifications so that you're notified when we have updates on the house build. And thank you so much for watching.
Till then, I'll see you next time.